Your dog is tougher than you think. He hides his pain, buries it under loyalty, and shows you only his best side. Dogs have evolved beside humans for thousands of years, mastering the art of quiet suffering. It is not because they do not feel agony, it is because in their world, showing weakness once meant risking survival. But that survival instinct, that unspoken stoicism, is now your greatest enemy. Because right now, your best friend might be hurting, and you have no idea. Have you ever looked at your dog sleeping and thought, he's just tired? What if that odd new position, that twist, that reluctance to lay down fully, is not comfort, but pain? When a dog feels discomfort, he often shifts endlessly through the night, unable to find rest. You might hear him sigh or notice he curls tighter than usual. It's easy to dismiss it as age or the cold. But to your dog, it might be the only way to ease pressure off a sore joint or a hidden internal ache. When sleep becomes restless, pain has already knocked at the door. Then there is the licking. You see your dog licking one spot again and again, maybe a paw, maybe his flank. Sometimes you think he's just cleaning himself. But obsessive licking is one of the most heartbreaking cries for help. Underneath that fur might hide inflammation, infection, or joint pain. The saliva can even cause hair to thin or darken. It is as if your dog is trying to lick away the hurt, the same way you might rub your arm after a bruise. But skin cannot heal what lies beneath. A hidden fracture, an arthritic joint, or even a tumor pressing from within. And what about when you reach to pet him and suddenly he flinches or moves away? That tiny rejection can cut deep. You might think he is grumpy or not in the mood, but pain changes a dog's tolerance to touch. Areas that once felt like comfort now trigger defense. It is not your dog's love fading, it is his body whispering, please, that hurts. When that happens, look closer. The refusal of affection is one of the loudest forms of silent suffering. Pain also changes appetite. One day your dog devours his food. The next day his bowl stays half full. Maybe you blame the brand or assume he's being picky. But animals in pain often lose interest in food, especially if the problem lies in their teeth, throat, abdomen, or spine. A dog that suddenly hesitates before eating may be facing mouth ulcers, abscessed teeth, or even organ distress. Loss of appetite is the body's final red flag before serious trouble begins. Now, imagine your dog panting, not after a run, not from the summer heat, but sitting calmly indoors. Panting is your dog's way of releasing stress hormones. When there is no reason for it, it can hint at hidden suffering, maybe internal discomfort, fever, or even chronic anxiety caused by relentless pain. The breath quickens, the tongue hangs to one side, his whole body works harder just to cope, and while you might think he's just warm, his body might be fighting its own invisible battle. Then comes the staircase test, the moment every owner overlooks. You call him up, and he pauses. His eyes flicker, his tail lowers. He tries, maybe stops halfway, then sighs. It is not disobedience or laziness. Climbing stairs is a full body act that demands strength from hips, shoulders, and spine. If he hesitates, something hurts. That moment of doubt on a single step is pain speaking in silence. Dogs do not complain, but stairs make them confess. Have you noticed the tail staying low? That flag of happiness drooping day after day? A lowered tail can speak volumes. Dogs carry tension there, it connects to their spine and core muscles. When that tail tucks under between the legs, even in warm rooms, pain often lurks somewhere in their back or abdomen. The tail is a thermometer of emotional and physical state. A brave dog might still wag it gently, but slow or careful, as if even joy has become fragile. And those eyes, half closed, watery, or dulled, are mirrors of suffering. When dogs squint without light or rub their faces against furniture, it can mean eye pain, dental pain, or severe headaches. Vision issues, infections, or pressure behind the eyes often go unnoticed until too late. You tell yourself he's just sleepy. But no, he's surviving discomfort every second. The eyes reveal everything a loyal mouth won't speak. Aggression is another heartbreak. The dog who always greeted with tail wags now growls when touched or approached. And you might think he's changed, but pain rewires instinct. It transforms defense into survival. A dog in agony does not bite from anger, he bites from fear that being touched will hurt again. This shift in temperament is one of the clearest warnings any owner can receive, and sadly, one of the most misunderstood. Then there are tremors, those subtle shaking episodes that look like chills. These are not cold spells or dreams, but muscle responses to discomfort. The body vibrates to release tension or cope with internal swelling. Trembling may appear when pain peaks during rest or when arthritis flares deep in the joints. Sometimes it's a mild tremor. Other times it's full body shivering that looks like anxiety. But beneath it all, something burns quietly inside. A dog that starts isolating himself, sleeping in corners, turning away from you, is not being dramatic or moody. It's self protection. Pain isolates because every interaction becomes a risk. The happiest dogs, when hurting, withdraw to avoid pressure or confusion. You'll find them lying near walls, under tables, away from your eyes. They still love you, but they cannot explain that your gentle touch suddenly hurts. They hide because that's what survival instinct demands. Rigidity is another quiet signal. You call your dog, and he moves like stone, rising slowly, stiffly, almost robot like. Arthritis, hip dysplasia, or spinal inflammation can make mornings feel like torture. Movement becomes planned, not natural. When joints fail to lubricate properly, pain freezes muscles to protect them. You may think he's just getting old, but pain, not age, is the true thief of vitality. So, why do they hide it so well? Because love is a mask. Dogs believe showing pain might disappoint their pack. Their instinct tells them stay strong, stay silent, stay close. They endure suffering rather than risk losing your trust, but you hold the power to break that silence. You know now what to look for, those micro behaviors that mean distress. Observation becomes compassion, compassion becomes rescue. Every one of these signs has a possible medical cause. Restless sleep may hide arthritis, back problems, or internal discomfort. Excessive licking could mean skin infection, allergies, or neuropathy. Avoiding petting, maybe muscular injury, spinal pain, or even early cancer. Loss of appetite often connects to dental pain, gastrointestinal problems, or kidney disease. Panting at rest can indicate heart issues, anxiety, or internal bleeding. Hesitating on stairs points to hip dysplasia or cruciate ligament tears. A low tail connects to back pain or abdominal distress. Squinting eyes might reveal pressure buildup, ulcers, or migraines. Sudden aggression, that often means chronic pain has reached protective instincts. Trembling can tie to fever, electrolyte imbalance, or joint inflammation. Isolation suggests depression triggered by discomfort. Stiffness after sleep means arthritis or spinal degeneration. Limping often hides injury or tendon strain. And vocalizing, perhaps the most human of signs, points straight to unbearable suffering. These conditions are treatable when found early. Ignored, they multiply, leading to irreversible damage and heartbreak. That is why urgency matters. Your dog depends on your awareness, not just your love. Because love without action becomes neglect, even unintentionally. And in this silent partnership between species, awareness is the new language of care. Imagine your dog's voice if he could speak. I stayed by your side every day. I guarded you when you were sad. I never asked for anything except kindness. Now, I need you to listen, not to my bark, but to my silence. That silence is not peace. It is pain waiting to be understood. You are the only one who can translate it. If you've recognized even one of these signs today, do not panic, but do not wait. A visit to your veterinarian can reveal what love alone cannot heal. Pain relief, treatment, therapy, all begin with awareness. The faster you act, the more years of joy you protect. And remember, your dog will never tell you he's hurting, but you can learn to see it in the stillness of his eyes, the heaviness of his walk, the secret sighs between breaths. That's how love truly listens. Stay aware, stay gentle, and never underestimate the quiet courage of your four-legged friend. If you found this message helpful and want to keep learning how to protect the silent hearts that trust you the most, hit subscribe now. Your dog deserves the best version of you, the one that sees beyond the wagging tail and hears the whispers of pain before they turn into cries.